What's going on, guys? What's in here? You already know. You've seen the thumbnail. Andre Villiers Mini Butcher. This is a mid-tech knife. Never handled one of these before. Obviously, you're seeing it with my nuke job on here. Traditional nuke. Just meaning it has the exposed titanium in the stonewash. I don't have, yes I do have a double nuked one out here. This is like a double nuke versus the traditional. This just goes back in the anodizing tank to fill in the stonewash with the same color anodize. Still gives a rough look, a little bit more refined. The owner here opted to go with the more tougher, more rugged looking traditional nuke. I love both of them, honestly do. So I love the way this one come out. With all the unique milling, with all the aggressive design on this thing, this is just so badass. And very, very EDC friendly. Not going to really review this, maybe give a few impressions, just show it in hand. You don't get to see too many of these on YouTube. You see a lot on Instagram. A lot of people are carrying these. I think for good reason. We're going to take a look at some fit and finish. I didn't see any issues. Nothing. I mean, it's just a great knife done very well. Of course, if you dig the quirky, not odd, just different styling of this, I didn't have an opportunity to carry and use it. This is the mini. It fits in your hand. My hands are about a medium to large glove. I can get a full 4-finger grip on this if I want to space my hands out very loosely, something like a natural grip. If I was going to cut something heavy, it would be like this. Now look how my hands are. This, when you're really coming down on it, this area of the knife, I get 3 fingers here, and then this is where my pinky falls, and it still feels very secure. Personally, if this were my knife, I'd have a lanyard on it, so I would have something even more to grab onto. But this is not a 3-finger knife. And if I wanted to bunch my hands up on here, which still feels comfortable, I can get full 4 fingers on here. It's just a little bit cramped. What a cool knife, though. So you've got, this is called the Butcher. I think you can see why. You've got a big Wharncliffe style. I would call this a sheep's foot blade. I wouldn't call this Wharncliffe. Why? Let's see. Let's go into my goodie box here. This is kind of a discussion point. All right. Sheep's foot, Wharncliffe. Okay. Sheep's foot have a little bit larger nose. Wharncliffes kind of come down a little more pointy. Things can get blurred. Yes, they can. Everything is not always white and black. Sometimes it's gray. What is this? Sheep's foot, Wharncliffe, Sheep's Cliff. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's an awesome blade style. Of course, this is modified even further by having a little bit of belly. So this is what I would call a true sheep's foot blade. Has a lot of nose up here, straight edge. A lot of nose, straight edge. Before all my patina, you'd see real genuine sheep's foot on here. Sheep's foot Barlow. Yeah, my patina is taking it all off, so. Excuse me. Wharncliffes are just more pointy. When you round them out at a certain point, what are they? Who cares? They're cool knives, right? That's all that matters. So, onto this knife. My videos, guys, I just try to have fun. I try to make videos that I would like to watch, even though I don't watch my own videos. I try to throw a little bit of education in there. They usually come out longer than they should, but hopefully you learn something new, or somebody learns something. Check out this Fuller here, or Blood Groove. Yeah, sounds cooler. A Fuller. Usually what these are for is just to lighten the blade a little bit, adds a little bit more of aggressive styling, and They just look awesome. Look how well it's done. It is lined up on both sides exactly perfect. Then it's got a swedge to complicate the grind on this blade even more. Check out the plunge on both sides. Very symmetrical. The lighting is playing with your eyes a little bit, but I promise you that's very even on both sides. It's just creating a shadow. My sunshine is right over here. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. So anyways, nicely done swedge. Stays nice and even all the way down. I'd have to imagine that these being mid-tech knives, this was a CNC process here, right? That's why they're mid-techs. I like this sharpening notch here. Looks stylish. And then also very functional, but how it's round. Now this is where I get off topic a little bit here, but I talk about my design philosophies. He put the hole in here. So to kind of lighten the blade up a little bit, yeah, probably not why he did it. It just looks awesome. With it being a full flat piece of steel here, it might have made your eye draw down here a little more. I don't know. But there's something really cool down here I wanted to show you that most people probably wouldn't do on their mid-tech run. Gives it a little bit of aggressive styling, but look, he also rounded this portion. I don't know why. I don't know what purpose it serves. I just thought it was a nice touch. That's something I would expect to find on a high-end custom knife. Not a mid-tech, although you are paying good money for these, so don't ever confuse that. Mid-techs are still expensive. I think if you're starting to pay over $100 for a knife, you can start to nitpick with good reason. $100 is not pocket change to most people, so I just thought that was cool. I also like this clip. I could probably do without these ridges here, but you know, it doesn't really interfere with anything. I don't know why they're there. Maybe to help pull it out of your pocket a little better, to give you some sort of traction when you're pulling out, I imagine. I didn't carry and use this knife, but I love how this is. Now this is not the first knife we've seen this on, but I always like when I see it. You've got your standoffs here, then your screws that come down into your standoff. It dresses up a spring clip, gives it a more mechanical look. I think it makes it look a lot more attractive. It wouldn't fit on every knife, but very aggressive knife like this with all this milling in here. I think the mechanical look of this, and then you've got your mechanical looking lock bar stabilizer on there, or over travel button, right? Your hinderer button on there. You can see it under there. So, I don't know, I think it works with this knife really well. And then you've got your titanium backspacer here that's raised up, milled a little bit, possibly a noggin, right? Little noggin bumper there if you needed it to be. I don't know if it's just there just to extend the grip out a little bit more for your palm. I don't know, maybe it's just style alone. It's awesome though. The flipper has some jimping on it. Very, very well done flipper. I'd love to see more flippers like this. See how it's nice and round? Well, round-ish. Jimped, nicely fine jimping. It's not smooth, it's not sharp, it's not hooked up like some of the flippers you see look like shark fins that are hooked up, that are super sharp on your finger. That's never a good idea. Knife makers, knife companies, don't do sharp flippers. Personally, I don't like them. I know a lot of people don't like them. I've fixed a ton of knives, even custom knives. Custom, I'm not going to say any names. You know if you got a sharp flipper in your collection. This is nice. This does ride on bearings. There is no play side to side. Lockup is gorgeous. Very sturdy. This also has an early lockup. You guys probably know my thoughts on that by now. But there's nothing to complain about if it's strong. This is very strong. There's no flex in here. This feels like a Sebenza. Blade stock, nice and thick. Jimping up here, very nice. It looks a little sharp, but it's spaced so close, it's kind of like laying on a bed of nails. It doesn't feel sharp on your thumb, but it's very positive. It works great. It just, yeah, this knife is impressive. I like the traction that this adds. Not that the design really needs it, with this flipper coming down, meeting up perfectly with that front choil. So your front finger is really locked in by this guard slash flipper. The pivot is not just a regular pivot, more mechanical looking, right? But you can still service it. I believe it was a T9 and a T10 on the back. A little bizarre, don't know why, but I like it. I had no problems taking this apart, putting it back together, having everything line up perfectly. It's nice. It is a cool knife. Congratulations if you guys own one of these. Again, this is the mini. Let's show some size comparisons. You've got your small Sebenza. Let's pull out a Spyderco Delica. And get a size idea. And then most of you guys probably will have one of these. If you don't, what's wrong with you? The Cold Steel Mini Recon. This is off topic, but man, this knife and CTS XHP, I'm excited. I am excited to pick one of those up. There you go. You can see about what size it is. I think it's a beautiful... Oh, wait. Bang. This is the small 3-inch XM18. So there you go. Cool knife. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I think it looks so badass in the Nuke look. Traditional Nuke was the way to go on this. If he would have given me free reign to do anything I wanted to on this knife, this is exactly what I would have done. Full Nuke service. And this being titanium on the back spacer, we could have colored that. Could have anodized it the same exact color as your handle. So it would have looked brown wrapped around. But I think this was the right choice. I think when the knife's open, you've got your nuked titanium on the side. Then you've got in the middle of your sandwich here, you've got your nuked gray wash, acid stone wash down to your blasted and nuked stone washed spacer here. And then that ties in with your spacers here and your clip screws. And then that ties in with all your hardware. So it pulls the gray down into the knife, and then it leaves enough of the accent on the bronze Nuke. Just badass. Great choice. Really like it. It's light too, man. It doesn't feel much heavier than even my XM18, even though this is like half G10. This might be a little bit heavier than this. So good job. It's probably all this milling on here. Right? A lot of milling. And then the blade is thick, but it's got a swedge up here, taking weight off. It's got a fuller coming down, taking weight off. Then you got your grind here, and then even where it would have been flat steel, you've got your hole in there. I don't know if that's for weight reduction or just because it looks awesome. Or maybe you could jam a stick in there so the lock can't fail. I don't know. I'm just BSing at this point. Just know that the knife is incredibly well made. I'm very impressed. Beautiful design on the flipper. Nice and round. Enough surface for your finger to grab onto. Nicely jimped. Beautiful action. And been ranting and raving. A few knives been taking the hit on this lately. He does round that off right there to wrap around your stop pin. Very nice engagement. And even check this out. It's the details, guys. Look how this ends. Instead of just being straight, it's round. Come on. And then that's even round in here. That's an extra process that you really didn't have to do, that he did. And I respect him for it. Very nice mechanical look. Thanks a lot, guys. Andre Villiers, Mini Butcher Mid-Tech. Beautiful knife. If you like it, I recommend it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. See ya.